So I got to the part of installing the relay and the fuse, and also screwing the wires to the terminals. I stumbled upon one little problem as well. The terminals are not lined. The very first one is actually shifted to the left, so the nut compared to every other terminal is actually really close to the edge, which makes it quite difficult to tighten it up. Additionally, the bolts that are used on the terminals are too short. Why I'm saying they're too short, originally the set came with also this special, see, it keeps the bolt tightened, but bolt is so short that there is really not enough space to actually put additional spacer in between, and that puts terminals at risk of unscrewing over time. So again, that's because the bolts are short. And regarding the fuse, the fuse seems to be a 40 amp. Seems to be a 40 amperes, and the little problem I see here is that it's made for very thick solid wire, where the wires, 10 gauge wires that came with the set are actually copper wires, bunch of little threads inside, right? Which once it gets squished by this little bolt on the outside, once it gets squished and goes inside, it might actually cut the wires, and that's no good. So what I did, I put some solder at the end, so now the tip is actually very solid, so when I tighten the screw, nothing will happen, a good connection will still remain. And I'm just mounting that on the support somewhere around here, and so everything should come out to the left, so the hose, the oxyhydrogen, and the wires, everything going to be coming from the left. So those are a couple things. Seems to be coming together pretty nicely. I don't have a DC amp meter. They didn't send it to me, and we'll see. We'll see. Also, the wire that came for the switch from the manual, that is the switch comes from the ignition and fuse box, and the switch made to turn on and turn off the 70 amp relay, right, to power the oxyhydrogen cell. But in my opinion, the wires they use is actually overkill for this task, because you only need a little bit of current to trigger the relay. That's about all. So I'm going to switch it to something a little more softer, maybe like a speaker wire or something, because that's just too thick and quite short for me. It wouldn't work for my sakes and purposes. And yeah, let's see what comes up next.